Welcome to Orocho Ballpark here at Rocky Chalk Park in Lawrence, Kansas. We're ready for Big 12 softball as the Kansas Jayhawks play host to the number 2 Oklahoma Sooners. Hello and welcome to Lawrence alongside Jill Dorsey Hall, the birthday girl. I'm Leif Lysick. Well, we have a present for you and you at home as well, a chance to see maybe the best team in the country right now in Oklahoma. We looked at their gaudy offensive numbers at the beginning of the series, but it's really been the pitching that has just been so sensational.
They have been dynamite, and it's been a trio. We saw Juarez on Friday night. She had 11 strikeouts, and Lopez yesterday 8 strikeouts, only 11 walks. Very impressive. Today you're going to see Shannon Sale. And she is a transfer who boasts a 1.11 ERA, so no letdown in the circle. Not to mention just their pitching staff, but their defense all around for the Sooners. They're one of the best in the country.
Well, the Jayhawks knew this was going to be a tough task this weekend. They were really focusing on improving themselves. Shelby Houston has really been the glue for this team this weekend.
An absolute spark plug. The leader, Coach McFalls, gives her high praise just for her energy and constant effort. She really does so many things for this Jayhawks, and they're focusing on getting better as they have some big conference series coming up. What an opportunity today to play one of the best teams in the country.
All right, ought to be a good one. Oklahoma ranked number 2 in the country, taking on the Kansas Jayhawks. First pitch coming your way next from Orocho Ballpark here in Lawrence on ESPN. We are underway here in Lawrence as Lexi Mills is in the circle for Kansas, facing Sydney Romero of Oklahoma. Lexi Mills got the start on Friday, struck out the first 3 batters she saw from the Sooners. There's a strike, making it 2-1. Lexi Mills with a dream start against 3 of maybe the best hitters she'll see all season long.
Yeah, it's so hard to strike out 3 of these Sooners in a row, not to mention Sydney Romero, one of the best players in the country in the batter's box, leading the conference in hitting percentage, hitting .457 on the season. She's just a tough out. Not only just a tough out, but somebody increasingly difficult to strike out. You see the lineup here for the Sooners. Look at those hitting percentages. 6 of the top 10 batters in the Big 12 Conference you're going to see today. Many of them hitting over 400. Just a lineup that just doesn't have any let-ups.
Mills misses outside at 3-1, and so Sydney Romero is on board with the walk, and it was the walks that really did the Jayhawks in on Friday.
It just seemed to be getting those batters on the bags, and you can't let a team like this, they're going to take advantage. They were able to manufacture 1.6 runs on only 3 hits, ended up winning that ball game at 10-0, but it was the walks, just 3 passes on the base pass, and the Sooners will make you pay.
So Nicole Mendez steps in, the center fielder. Lefty with a runner on board. We talked about Shelby Houston behind the plate, threw out 2 runners on Friday that really kept Kansas in it early. Good double play by the Jayhawks early in that game on Friday.
The first 3 frames, the first 3 innings, it was 0-0, no hits on the board, so it was a pretty clean spread there for a while going into the 4th inning, and then it started to catch up with her a bit.
Romero goes, and she slides in under the tag, safe.
Sydney Romero also showing her speed on the base pass, not able, Houston, to pick her off on that steal attempt. Cleanly in.
6 for 6 now in the season in stolen bases for Sydney Romero. And the Sooners have a runner scoring position with nobody out. 1-1 pitch. Called strike 2.
Solid pitch on that outside corner, and an even better frame from Shelby Houston to help out her pitcher. Holds it there just for an extra second. Gets the strike called.
Driven right past Madison Sykes at third base. Romero is going to try to advance, and she does. Tough play for Madison Sykes. A line drive right off her glove. And the Sooners will have runners at the corners.
And they call it hot corner for a reason. That ball comes blazing in. You take a look, right, hot off her bat right there down the line. She couldn't corral it in. A little flick over from Ramsey. Heads up play from Sydney Ramsey to be there as a backup. But Romero
has good speed.
Good speed, even better
heads up,
knowing that she can get there. Got about midway through.
They're going to rule that an error. Excuse me. So runners at first and third. Now the runner will go. And it's second and third now for the Sooners. Kaylee Clifton steps in, another one of those Sooner hitters with an average over 400, 415.
And we saw a home run on Friday night. We talked about how she was a bit quiet for a moment, and then all of a sudden over the wall. Not quiet for too long.
Wind blowing in from left and really foul pole to foul pole, left to right as you're watching this. So
she is second on the home run list for the Sooners, so she definitely has pop and power off the bat.
And we've seen that. Strike on the outside corner. 1-2.
Low and away from Lexi Mills. Perfectly placed on that strike, second strike. So she's ahead in the count. Difficult place to be right now with no outs and runners in second and third.
That's hit hard to left. It's fighting the wind, but it's hit hard, and it's gone. Wow, you can see the pop there from Kaylee Clifton.
And just like that, the Oklahoma Sooners on the board. Last two ball games maybe a bit slow out of the gates, but no question right now with three already with a 3-run shot from Kaylee Clifton. And you just can't leave anything up to work with, and that was just in a sweet spot for Kaylee Clifton to drive. No question.
So the Sooners out to a quick 3-0 lead, and Grace Green steps in. Up high, ball one. Well, it figures on Friday we talked about the Sooner hitting, and it was the pitching that took center stage for the next 2 days. We talk about the pitching on Sunday, and you get a 3-run bomb. But that, I think, just shows you the strength of this team. You know, you can pitch it, you can hit it, you can field it. That's why you're number 2 in the country and won 27 straight.
Leading the nation in batting average at .381, on-base percentage, slugging percentage, scoring second in home runs per game. Although those numbers could have been, you know, increased in the last 2 games. Those were numbers coming in to this weekend. There's some gaudy offensive numbers, and they give that pitching staff such cushion, and they're providing it pretty early right now.
Second walk of the inning. Puts Grace Green on first. Ballet of View coming up, the left fielder. Leading 5th in this Sooner lineup. Just under 400. Pitch outside, snared by Houston. Now the catcher wants to have a talk with Lexi Mills. Well, that home run from Clifton, I mean, that wind is hurting. I mean, that is blowing in from left field.
Right.
And it was a crack of the bat. You can tell that was hit solid, and it just drove right through the wind. Tiger Woods 5-iron. Grounded to second. Rodriguez makes the play over to first. Runner will advance.
Slow roller doesn't allow for the double play to be in effect, but a good clean out from the Jayhawks to get the first one on the board.
The right fielder, number 24, Reagan Rogers.
Reagan Rogers now, the right fielder. .333 on the season. A running scoring position for her. Pitch inside, ball one.
And she's another speedster for the Sooners as she gets on the base pass.
The starting lineup He's only been caught stealing 4 times all season, and Shelby Houston got 2 of them on Friday. To a pitch now from Lexi Mills. It gets the outside corner, strike 1.
Lexi Mills, a true freshman, has great movement on the ball. She spins the ball well. She has good movement east-west, especially. Finding that outside corner right now.
Two now to Reagan Rogers. Inside, I believe it got her. Yes, it did.
Well, she's working outside, and this time trying to cut it back inside just a bit too much. I think we might see an early pitching change from the Jayhawks.
So Jennifer McFalls. So Hannah Todd will come in to throw.
And we saw Hannah Todd with 1 out on Friday night come in and get a ground ball to get out of the inning, and a player that can come in and pitch some solid innings. Coach McFall says, you know, we are going to be a pitching staff by committee this season. Just how we are structured this year, and so we can get a few good innings from one, and then we might have to switch it up, but it's going to be by committee. And Hannah Todd, one of those pitchers transfer in from the University of North Carolina.
Number 33, Sammy Skelly.
It's going to be all important for her to be able to locate early. And then also need to keep in mind, any let up or any mistake is just going to be gobbled up by the Sooners offense.
Freshman Sammy Skelly making her first career start will face Hannah Todd. First pitch too far inside, gets her. So the second hit batter will load the bases now for the Sooners.
Let's see, first pitch just a bit too inside, and now bases loaded with just 1 out, but you're going to get that force out if you can somehow get a grounder, and a better located ball there from Hannah Todd to respond back.
Strike 1 to Grace Lyons. The Oklahoma shortstop with bases loaded. Down the left field line, but foul.
When Juarez was having a perfect game going in on Friday night, she had an outstanding grab at shortstop. Grace Lyons, a line drive that she dove out and caught. And a true freshman. An outstanding shortstop defensively, and now offensively a big opportunity here to get some more runs on the board.
That pitch outside. 1-2.
Had a pitch to give, seeing if she would chase.
That one hit hard. Sykes makes the play at third. 1 down. Double play at first base. Nice defense from the Jayhawks. Sykes to Houston. To Monahan. 3-0 Oklahoma leads. You're watching the Jayhawk Sports Network. Back here in Lawrence, where Oklahoma has taken a 3-0 lead in the first inning, the Jayhawks with a nice defensive play to end that inning. It could have been much worse. Bases loaded. They're able to get out of the jam with a double play. There you see first-year head coach Jennifer McFalls, who knows very well Oklahoma tradition and how to play some good third base.
Defense. Yeah. an Olympian gold medalist and an outstanding player in her own right, Jen McFalls. And first year, she's going to do some great things here for the University of Kansas. Sydney Ramsey, always in attack mode to lead off. Little switch up. Brittany Jackson we've seen in the top of the lineup, so they're just going to flip-flop today. Morgan Wynn coming in there a pop with some power. Monahan, who's just been solid all season long. Sykes as well. Marwitz, the Big 12 player of the week back in April on April 3rd. Miranda Rodriguez coming in there. Shelby Houston and Emily Vermel, some speedster at the bottom there in the 9th position. So they're going to be facing Shannon Sale, who is actually the best pitcher when you think of ERA for the Sooners, a transfer into the Sooners program. And that was going to be the question. And the Sooners, a very dominant program, 2017 national champions, 12 World Series appearances. And when Paige Parker graduates and they lose a few of their pitchers, what do? They just reload.
Well, just misses 1-1. It really is an embarrassment of riches when you look at that pitching staff. I mean, 1 through 3, it's hard to say that you would face another rotation like that, certainly in the Big 12 and maybe in the country.
And Juarez was a...
That's hit hard, but fouled on the left field line. Ramsey got a good piece of that.
Juarez was a transfer from Arizona State, and then yet another transfer, Shannon Sale. Transferred in from Florida International. And oftentimes you'll see Shannon Sale come in to close games. In the starting nod today, and when you have 3 pitchers that are hovering right around that 1 run, earned run average, that's pretty darn impressive. Sometimes in softball, you'll see 1 dominant pitcher and the first strikeout of the ball game. And continuing on, this pitching staff boasts 19 strikeouts in the first 2 games. That's the 20th right now to start off game number 3 in the first batter, first inning.
So here's Brittany Jackson, the KU center fielder. .274 on the year.
They're a unique combination when you think of all the 3 starters for the Sooners. You have everyone brings a little bit something different. Shannon Sale is incredible spin on the ball and just a variety of pitches that she is able to throw. Locates well, and when you can keep just an entire team off balance. That's why you see the Sooners run the table from a season ago, continue to be perfect in conference play, and 35-2 on the season.
So finds that outside corner, 2-1. Finds it again, 2-2.
With precision on that corner.
Up high, did she go? No. Full count, 3-2. Kansas would love to have Brittany Jackson on first. Try to answer the 3 runs the Sooners put up in the top of the first. 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss.
The designated player, number 16, Morgan Wynn.
Trying to go with that slap hit and just rise at the last second. Brittany Jackson able to get a piece of it, and so back-to-back strikeouts.
Inside to Morgan Wynn.
Well, game 1 and 2, it took until the 7th frame to find hits on the board for the Jayhawks. They would love to get them going a bit early and put some pressure, especially since Oklahoma started off this game with 3 runs at the top of the first. Off-speed pitch barely misses.
Good discipline from Morgan Wynn. Now ahead in the count, 2-0. There's a strike, 2-1. Jennifer McFalls had told us on Friday just kind of about the hitting strategy and not helping. And I think for the most part, the Jayhawks have done a pretty good job of being disciplined at the plate.
They've been disciplined. They're
It's just hard to hit.
Facing some pretty dominant pitchers.
3-1 now to Morgan Wynn.
But as you mentioned, Coach McFalls, it's about focusing on how can we get better? How can we make incremental changes and challenge ourselves to get better, to improve? There's a lot of season still left to go, especially in conference play, with a lot of opportunity.
Wynn had a good swing at that one, 3-2 now.
Jayhawks started off conference play with a series victory against Baylor, so it was a big series victory there, taking 2 out of 3. Had to go on the road last weekend and face a very highly ranked Oklahoma State Sooners team, unable to pick up a victory there.
Those wins over Baylor had to be a confidence builder, right?
Confidence builder, and then you go on the road at Texas Tech, back home against Texas, at Iowa State, and then the Big 12 tournament is upon us, but still some time left, and that is a drive there, and hit on the board for the Jayhawks, and that was well done.
Solid base hit.
Wynn. A patient at bat. As you mentioned, just waited, had to wait for the pitch that she could drive. Patient, right in the zone, and there's a solid swing right through the ball.
All right, Becky Monahan now steps in with a runner at first. Sale comes right back at her with a strike. Base runners have been hard for Kansas to come by in this series, and they get one here in the first inning.
Taking the 7th inning for that to happen in games 1 and 2, but to get her base runner on and a solid hit, it's something also to see your teammates be able to hit a pitcher and say, okay, well, we're seeing it better, we're on it, we can make some solid contact.
The 0-2 pitch just misses outside, 1-2 now. Popped up foul down the left field line. Still 2 strikes.
This Jayhawks team has had to face some adversity with some injuries, but Becky Monahan has just been that steadfast in this lineup, both with her bat and at first base. So just a constant contributor for this team. Pretty solid battle right now. She's still down on the count, but she's fouling back anything close.
1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. 3 strikeouts in the inning for Shannon Sale. The Jayhawks leave one on. They get a hit. Oklahoma still leads 3-0 here as we go to the top of the 2nd. Shannon Sale with 3 strikeouts for the number 2 Sooners. You're watching the Jayhawks Sports Network from Learfield IMG College. Hannah Todd on in relief of Lexi Mills. 3-0 Oklahoma after a 3-run homer. In the first inning, Lee Fleisig, Jill Dorsey Hall with you as we go to the top of the 2nd. Lindsay Elam, Sooner catcher, will lead things off. Foul down the third base line. And Todd looks in. 0-1 pitch. Strike, 0-2.
Hannah Todd with the prime opportunity. She had to come in the first inning with a lot working against her. With just 1 down, bases on second and third, and then bases were loaded, and she got out of that with a double play, and a clean slate up in the count.
That's hit hard, but foul down the left field line. Still 0-2. At the second, Miranda Rodriguez with a nice play. One down.
Rodriguez, Coach McFalls has been extremely pleased with her play at second base. She just has a lot of range. She has some length and range out there at second. Good job from Hannah Todd to keep that ball away at the end of the bat. And the first out. And back to the top of the order for the Sooners.
Sydney Romero, who walked in the first inning, gets a hold of that one and sends it down the left field line. Bermel after it quickly. Romero heads to second with a double.
Just a stand-up double, and she could put on a hitting clinic. Just saw the ball, drove the ball. Looks pretty easy when you're Sydney Romero. Goes down and gets that one. Lifts it right on that line and safely into second. One of the best players in college softball, Sydney Romero.
Good hitters make it look easy, don't they? Nicole Mendez now steps in. Takes ball one. She reached on an error in the first inning, scored a run. Right back to the pitcher. Todd will handle it. Shuffles over to first. Two down. And now Kaylee Clifton steps in. And it was Clifton who gave the Sooners this 3-0 lead with a 3-run bomb in the first inning. You can see the wind whipping those flags. That one fought right through the wind and cleared the wall easily. 3-0 Oklahoma. Take strike one. Clifton's 12th home run of the year. 37th RBIs. That one up high, she fouls it back. Hannah Todd up in this count now, 0-2.
Hannah Todd has really managed this inning quite well. She kept the ball away from the batters, and the only thing that was hit was Sydney Romero going down and away and getting the ball and driving it, but she's had 2 grounders to the right side of the field. She's in that outside corner and once again gets it.
Strike 3 looking. Hannah Todd works out of a jam with a big strikeout. Kaylee Clifton. Sooners unable to score, but still lead 3-0. Bottom of the second, you're watching the Jayhawk Sports Network from Learfield IMG College. Kansas coming to bat here in the bottom of the second, trailing Oklahoma 3-0. But the Jayhawks working out of a little jam at the end of that first inning, and then Hannah Todd with a big strikeout to end the top of the second. Kansas right in this game now as they come to bat in the bottom of the second. Madison Sykes, Jennifer Marwitz, Miranda Rodriguez due up, facing Shannon Sale, who had 3 strikeouts in the first inning.
Pitching staff had 19 strikeouts through game 2, adds 3 to start off the top of the first. But the Jayhawks had 1 solid hit from Morgan Wynn, so start to make some more contact. Although this defense of the Sooners is a pretty good defense, number 3rd in the country in fielding percentage. They led the nation in 2018 with just 12 errors on the season in 2019. So, but you got to put the ball in play to make that defense have to work.
Strike 2 called to Madison Sykes. She's down 0-2 in the count.
Shannon Sale just does such a good job of keeping batters off balance. A change of speed, change of location, change of pitches.
1-5, 1-2. Fouled back. Sykes stays alive at 1-2. Tries for a corner, 2-2. Shannon Sale, just 8 earned runs, more than 50 innings pitched. Works out at a 1.11 ERA. Still looking for that third strike. Now the count is full 3-2. Fouls it back. Strike 3 called. 4th strikeout now for Shannon Sale.
Number 27, Jennifer Marwitz.
Isn't any question about that? Right in there. Strike 3 called, looking. And Shannon Sale, although these numbers, as she's a transfer from Florida International, at 23 double-digit strikeout games. So a player that just keeps batters off balance with, for a variety of reasons. And every out recorded so far in this ball game has came by way of strikeout.
This is Jennifer Marwitz. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Marwitz coming off Big 12 Player of the Week honors.
Coach McFalls says that she just swinging the bat pretty with a clear mind. Keeping it simple.
Fouled away and Sales ahead 0-2. Up high, 1-2. Able to check her swing. It's 2-2. We can see the control from Shannon Sale, though. She's picking away, looking for a spot.
Exactly where she wants to go.
Yeah.
And she has such precision with her placement.
Misses
And
again,
even
3-2.
the misses aren't missing by much. It's you're making the batter second guess. Although good hold from Jennifer Marwitz on that. Now evening up the count.
Three-two pitch, 1 down. Lifted down the left field line. Sydney Romero gave chase, but just out of her reach. We'll do it again. Swing and a miss. 5th strikeout now for Shannon Sale.
Number 8, Miranda Rodriguez.
And the added pressure at a 3-2 count back to back. It sits the Kansas batters down. Shannon Sale now with 5 strikeouts.
Right back up the middle, solid swing from Rodriguez, and the Jayhawks have their second hit.
Just a clean stroke right through the ball, and you got to jump on a pitch that's left up. Just something to work with right down the middle and right back where it's pitched from Miranda Rodriguez. And the Jayhawks have life once again, but it's once again with 2 outs. So it's Coach McFalls is mentioning we're getting some time, we're getting some hits. We're maybe not getting some timely hits and scoring some runs. So one of the areas they were trying to address this week in practice was just putting some runners on the bags and then figuring out ways to score some runs and to make movement happen.
Shelby Houston, KU catcher, up 1-0 in the count. You talked about Shelby Houston in the open and just kind of her attitude and her mentality and kind of what she means to this team, and you can just see the way she plays with a lot of fire and enthusiasm.
There's passion, love for the game, and Coach McFalls says she's going to do anything I ask her to do. She just has this energy about her, and what a compliment when you can be described as your head coach as just the glue. You know, you're that glue, you're that piece that keeps everything together, everything working. And in that catcher position, a very critical leadership position on the defensive end, and now offensively now an opportunity to make something happen for the Jayhawks with 2 down.
One now to the KU catcher. Foul back, 1-2. At least early on, the Jayhawks are getting better swings than they were on Friday.
It seems like they're lining up just a bit better. Also, they have 2 hits on the board. Took through 2 games to get 2 hits. That one just lifted too much in the air.
A view under it to corral it. Kansas gets a hit but leaves 1 aboard. You're watching the Jayhawk Sports Network from Learfield's IMG College. Jayhawk Softball is brought to you by the Kansas Lottery. Play any game through the Kansas Lottery and enter your winning and non-winning tickets into the Play On app for a chance to win more. And by LMH Health, a partner for lifelong health. Learn more at lmh.org/health. Here we go to the top of the 3rd. Hannah Todd in the circle for Kansas. On in relief of Lexi Mills, and she's pitched well.
She came into a difficult situation, and inning number 1 got out of it after that 3-run home run was given up. And then the 2nd inning, she just gave up a 1 hit to Sydney Romero, but other than that, kept the ball down, kept the ball away. She had a strikeout and 2 grounders.
Starts Grace Green out with the ball. Green with a walk in the 1st inning. One of those runners erased after a nice double play by the Jayhawks to end that 1st and limit the damage to just a 3-run homer from Kaylee Clifton. 2-0 count. Up high 3-0. Misses with 4 straight pitches, and that'll put Grace Green on to start the 3rd.
The left fielder, number 34, Fale Aviu.
3-0 count. I think we're going with a rise ball here, and not too far out of the zone, but maybe just north of the zone.
Fale Aviu steps in, the left fielder. Grounded out to second in the first inning.
Well, you can't give them much to work with. You can just see the discipline of these Oklahoma Sooners batters, and they're going in the box.
It is a good combination. They are aggressive at the plate, but they don't swing at a lot of bad pitches.
Yeah.
And Todd tries to tempt her again, 2-0. One on, nobody out. 2-0 pitch now to a view. Too high, 3-0. That one catches the outside corner, 3-1. Dodds pitches outside, and that's 2 on now after back-to-back walks.
The left fielder, number 24, Reagan Rogers.
Reagan Rogers was hit by a pitch in the first inning.
This might be an opportunity here for a bunt put in play. Reagan Rogers has quite a bit of speed.
Squared around, pulled back, 1-0. Swing and a miss, 1-1. And Todd was thrown in the fire in the first inning. Got out of the jam, pitched well in the second. Oklahoma 2 aboard here in the third. Nobody out. Bunt fouled back, so it'll be 1-2. Todd looks in. Here's the wind. Fouled away. Rogers a tough out. Struck out just 4 times this year. 1-2 pitch. Foul down the right field line.
Hinata, a good job of getting ahead in this count, especially against a batter that wanted to put down a bunt, but like you said, pretty feisty at bat here, not allowing anything to get by or just fouling some pitches off. Only struck out 4 times in the year. That's pretty impressive.
Inside 2-2. Swing and a miss. Big strikeout for Hannah Todd.
Wonderful job. Just move the ball all around and then comes inside. He's going to jam her, but how to go after it. And that's inside and that's low. And a big timeout with runners on first and second.
Here's Sammy Skelly. Hit by a pitch in the first inning. right back up the middle. Ramsey makes the play to first. Runners advance to second and third, but now they're 2 outs.
And a smart play. It was going to be very challenging. We saw actually a similar play Friday night where Ramsey tried to backtrack almost, didn't get her body turned square, and this time all momentum. She sees the runner's almost a second already, makes a smart decision, gets the out. Now with 2 down, it would have been all different if you didn't have any outs, but just a good heads-up awareness play there from Sydney Ramsey.
Now it's Grace Lyons for Oklahoma, fouling the first pitch off. Jayhawks were able to get the Lions to ground into a double play in the first inning. It's a big situation here with 2 runners in scoring position, 2 out. 0-1 pitch, fouled away. She's down 0-2.
Huge opportunity to tack on some more in the first with bases loaded.
Right down the third base line, but just foul. Grace Green dodged out of the way.
Yet another opportunity to put some more additional runs on the board for the Sooners, for the freshman.
Oh, 2 pitch. 1-2. Another foul ball. Still 1-2. Outside, Lions won't chase. It's 2-2. Swing. A big miss. Big strikeout for Hannah Todd. Her second of the inning. Ends an Oklahoma rally. Sooners still lead. It's 3-0 as we go to the bottom of the third. You're watching the Jayhawk Sports Network from Learfield IMG College. Lee Fleisig, Jill Dorsey Hall with you. Bottom of the third we go. Oklahoma leading 3-0. 3-run homer in the first inning. The difference in this one thus far, but we've seen some fine pitching from Hannah Todd, who's been on in relief, has worked out a couple jams. But Shannon Sale has been dominant with 5 strikeouts already. Emily Bermel will step in for Kansas. Jayhawks with 2 solid base hits. But that's been it so far. Bermel takes strike 1. Fouls it back, and she's down 0-2. Kansas down 3-0, but I would think that the attitude, the atmosphere would be much different for Kansas in this third game than they've been in the first 2.
And I think that they've had 2 hits already on the board, and they have had Hannah Todd come in and get them out of some jams. And you take away the 1 error in the first inning, and then that 3-run shot. I mean, other than that, they've really, been in this game, and they're getting more. Had 2 good hits. They've had some runners on the bags, and it took the 7th inning for the first 2 games to be able to do that. So a bit more confidence here in game number 3. But and Shannon Sale, 6 strikeouts already.
Number 14, Sydney Ramsey.
It's just a change of tempo that gets Emily Bermel on this. Down. 7 batters faced so far and 6 strikeouts.
So here's Sydney Ramsey. Ramsey, a strikeout victim in the first inning. Fouled back, but out of play. It's 1-1.
And Shannon Sale continuing to get ahead in the count. Right now it's 1-1, but finding it seems like every time you look up when the batter's up, she has 2 strikes on and is ahead in the count and has her way, able to work the ball around.
Kind of a common denominator with these Oklahoma pitchers, isn't it? It seems like it's been that way this whole series. Ramsey hanging tough. Still 1-2. Outside 2-2. Full count now, 3-2. But the one thing we've seen from Sale early on, she's not afraid to try to get you to swing, try to get you to swing, and then if the count is full,
she goes right back at you.
She has enough confidence to come right back. That one gets away from her, so first walk issued. Sydney Ramsey's on with 1 down. So here's Brittany Jackson, who struck out in the first inning.
Brittany Jackson, a bit slow this season, had dealing with some injuries, but glad to have her back in the lineup as Coach McFalls talks just about the kind of one of those spark type players as well, and speedster out in center field, and then also in the batter's box as she can lay down a bunt or slap hit, known for her speed.
So starts her out with a strike, 0-1. Outside, 1-1. Brittany Jackson followed by Morgan Wynn, who singled in the first inning. 1-1 pitch. Foul back, she's down 1-2.
Good look at a pitch right there, just fell off the table a bit.
Check swing, foul down the left field line. Dirt, nice jab there by Elam to block that. Keep Ramsey from advancing, 2-2.
Elam has been impressive. Talk about the movement, the different types of pitchers that the Sooners have, and she has just handled everything back there. I mean, we saw Juarez on Friday with significant movement, and there was not a pass ball that I can recall. Good stop there.
Full count now to Brittany Jackson. But just 1 down for the Jayhawks. Lifted into center field. Mendez races back after it, but it's Rogers who comes across to make a nice play. We talk about the speed, and she really showed it there.
I think that ball hung up in the air just a little bit from the wind, perhaps. And
look how far Rogers has to come to make that play.
oh, they were shifted a little bit. The center fielder was over to more of the left field and in a bit. So great play and awareness for Rogers to make that long run to grab that one and get a little merge effect in the outfield.
So 2 down now with 1 on to Morgan Wynn, who takes strike 1. Wynn with a solid single to left in the first inning. 2 Kansas hits thus far. Strike 2. Shannon Sale delivers. Swing and a miss. Her 7th strikeout. And the Jayhawks leave 1 aboard. 3-0 Oklahoma. You're watching the Jayhawk Sports Network from Learfield IMG College. Oklahoma leads 3-0 as we go to the top of the 4th. KU head coach Jennifer McFalls, nice enough to join us between innings here. And Coach, Hannah Todd has really done a marvelous job for you, coming in with really working out of a nice jam in the first inning and pitching well for you so far.
Yeah, you know, the last couple of days she's coming in and gotten some very good stops for us. You know, she's throwing strikes, she's attacking the zone. Our defense is playing defense, and that's what we need out of her.
Coach, you've had some solid swings too, 2 solid singles. It looks like your batters are getting some pretty good cuts today.
We are. I mean, I think we made some adjustments yesterday. We had much better at-bats in the box yesterday, swung at good pitches, didn't get the results we were looking for, but today it seems like we're seeing the ball just a little bit better, being a little more patient at the plate.
Coach, thank you very much for joining us. We appreciate it. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
Head coach Jennifer McFalls, nice enough to join us there between innings. Her Jayhawks down 3-0, but Hannah Todd has really come on and pitched well in relief of Lexi Mills. 1-0 pitch is grounded just past the reach of Sykes and into left field. Lindsay Elam on with a base hit.
Just a hard hit ground ball, and that one, so you saw it swing all the way through that, a bouncer that just gets through the infield. And Elam's going to be on.
Oklahoma will send in a runner.
Your attention, please.
Audrey LaValle will go in to run. Freshman from Choctaw.
Now the top of the lineup for the Sooners coming up to the plate, and Sydney Romero hitting .457 on the season.
Romero looks at ball 1. She walked in the first, doubled in the second. Comes up with a runner on here.
Leads the Sooners team in home runs, so she can also hit for some power. Might have hit
Grounded to Sykes at third. They'll get the force at second. And a big out recorded there for the Jayhawks.
And holds up on trying to make that double play throw as Rodriguez, I think, had not cleanly fielded right here. Didn't get it out of her glove as quick as she'd like. And Rodriguez, seeing the speed of Romero, decides to hold on to it, but an important out and a tough out to get the lead runner.
Cole Mendez swings and misses at the first pitch. Strike 1.
Cole Mendez, an interesting player. She actually also pitches a bit for the Sooners. 8 innings pitched on the season. A unique blend. Talk about being a utility player. Also hitting .395, 29 RBIs.
Outside 2-1. one of those 2 runners on in the first inning. Kaylee Clifton hit a 3-run shot. That's where we stand, 3-0 Oklahoma. Now grounded to second. Rodriguez is there. Romero heads to second. There's 2 down.
Hannah Todd continuing to keep the ball down, getting those grounders. Another smart play as the runner already passed Rodriguez to get the runner out at first, but 2 down.
And here's Kaylee Clifton. Homer in the first, 3-run shot. She got looking in the second inning. Takes ball 1. Hit hard down the left field line, but foul. One and 1 with 2 outs now. Sydney Romero runs well at second base.
I think in the conversation with Coach McFall, I think she does have to be pleased with just really just the resiliency of Hannah Todd coming in at a difficult position and holding the Sooners scoreless since she came in the circle, and going to get out of this one too. Brittany Jackson has a clean look at a fly ball, and they do.
Jackson grabs it. The Sooners leave 1 aboard. Still 3-0. Bottom of the 4th we head. You're watching the Jayhawk Sports Network from Learfield, IMG College. Shannon Sale has been pretty stingy thus far as we head to the bottom of the 4th. We were just talking about the inactivity of the Oklahoma defense. You don't really have to do a lot when she's on the mound. 2 hits she's given up, a fly ball to right center field, and that's been about it for the Oklahoma defense. Otherwise, watching the strikeouts pile up, 7 of them for Shannon Sale. And Becky Monahan will lead things off for Kansas.
As Coach McFall has mentioned, that she does think their hitters are seeing the ball a little bit more, and I would agree with that. But it's tough when you have a pitcher that just keeps you off balance. With speed, with location, and also a pitcher that works ahead in the count. It's got everything working. Shannon Sale.
Monahan right down the right field line. That could be extra bases. Monahan heads to second base with a double. So yes, the Jayhawks are getting some good swings.
And you jump on the first pitch. That can be difficult to lead off the inning, and you just jump right on this, right where you're looking for, and then drives it. Gets ahead of that inside pitch. And Becky Monahan now with a lot of life for the Jayhawks. No outs. And runner on second.
There's Madison Sykes. Struck out looking in the second inning and takes strike 1 here.
This follows up a hit with a confident off-speed pitch to start off the second batter.
The bunt fouled back, and so Sykes is down 0-2. That one just grabbed by Kaylee Clifton. So there's 1 down.
That one a bit hard to judge off the bat. With good patience from Kaylee Clifton. Initially, almost the read of that is to come up on that ball, but she was patient. She stayed behind, and then it almost came right to her.
Looks like we're going to see Sam Dellinger now for Jennifer Marwitz.
Ends up play. A pretty good swing with 2 strikes. Just couldn't lift it enough over the second base.
with a swing and miss, 0-1. Up high, 1-1.
We've seen Sam Dellinger in this position come in with a big hit at a timely spot. Transfer from Creighton. Did a lot last season at second base. All-around utility player.
1-2 pitch. Down low, and again, Elam does a nice job to keep it in front of her. Down the third. Romero across the diamond, and they're 2 down.
The second baseman, number 8, Miranda Rodriguez.
Well, Sydney Romero cleanly plays this off one hop, looks at the runner, holds her at second, rifles it over to first for the second out. And first look, though, as you mentioned, a play of the infield for the Sooners. Like Kaylee Clifton, I guess, with that fly ball, but the first grounder we've seen from infielder.
Miranda Rodriguez, solid single in the second inning. Right back up the middle. She'd love to get the Jayhawks on the board here. Swing and a miss. She's down 0-2 with 2 down.
When Shannon Sale, first batter, gets a double, she leads that. She backs that one up with just getting 2 quick strikes, and once again 2 quick strikes, and then now a clean play from Kaylee Clifton, and the Sooners are out of it.
The Jayhawks leave one in scoring position. 3 hits but no runs. Oklahoma leads at 3-0. You're watching the Jayhawks Sports Network from Learfield IMG College. So we head to the top of the 5th here. Hannah Todd has pitched well in relief. It's not allowed to run.
Just
After
2
Oklahoma,
hits.
yeah, opened with a 3-run homer in that first inning.
3 strikeouts. Solid job from Hannah Todd.
So it's Grace Green for Oklahoma. Pair of walks in the first and the third.
And it can get increasingly difficult to continue to get this out of trouble and against the Sooners offense.
Todd misses low, 2-0. Nice off speed, 2-1. Hammered foul. 2-2. Todd's pitch is up high, and we're full. Sophomore gets the pitch. Winds and hit hard. Deep to left and gone. Second Oklahoma home run. This one from Grace Green.
And a solo shot. She comes flying in. It's Grace Green with power. That wind is blowing in.
Sooners now with 2 shots to left field. And look at those flags. Off the flagpole. 2 no-doubters. It's 4-0 Oklahoma. Tide comes up high to a view. Foley with a ground out and a walk.
Just the constant discipline from these Oklahoma Sooner batters. I mean, you had Grace Green right there, just knotted up, stayed off that rise ball and that 2-2 count to get that 3-2 look. And then a pitch that she just absolutely drove over the wall.
That one gets away from Hannah Todd. That's 3-0. Good reaction there from a view. That ball's on top of you in a hurry. 3-0 pitch. There's a strike, 3-1.
Just the first run allowed, though, from Hannah Todd.
This is outside, and there's a walk. Reagan Rogers comes up, made a nice play in right field. She was hit by a pitch in the first inning, struck out in the third. Sooners making noise here in the 5th. Big home run and a runner on now with nobody out. Ball upstairs, 1-0.
Quite a bit of chatter from the Oklahoma Sooners right now in the dugout, as almost can just sense. They kept them quiet after that 3-run home run to the Jayhawks, but now with a lot of life. It played well from Hannah Todd to get the first out. Moves the runner.
So 1 down and a runner at second.
The designated player, number 33, Sammy Skelly.
Sammy Skelly making her first start. Hit by a pitch. Grounded out to short. And runner in scoring position for her with 1 down. Fouls it away. Strike 1.
Got some nice youth in this lineup for the Sooners. I mean, we talk about Grace Lyons, Grace Green, and Sammy Kelly, another one of those freshmen, the true freshman for the Sooners.
Scully looks at a ball. Inside, 2-1. And Todd worked out of a nice jam in the first. Should not given up a run until this home run here in the 5th. Todd misses up high. Now it's 3-1. Taken to short. Ramsey across the diamond. Gets the second out. View heads to third.
Well, a hard-hit ball, but that's a base running too from the Sooners, and they can just continue to put pressure. They run the base path so well, and Ramsey, the big out for the Jayhawks. Hannah Todd's able to just limit this inning to just one. Pretty impressive.
Your attention, please. Pinch
Had an opportunity to do that, but you're going to see a pinch hitter and a Flores.
We'll see Aaliyah Flores. Hitting for Grace Lyons. 2 down. Pitch gets the inside corner. Todd starts out ahead 0-1. Hit hard down the left field line, but foul. 0-2. Sooners with the runner at third. Big home run by Grace Green has made it 4-0 here in the fifth. 0-2 pitch. Lifted to left field. Emily Bermel chases it and records the out. But the Sooners add a run with a big homer from Grace Green. A shot to left gives Oklahoma a 4-0 lead. The Sooners are going to change pitchers. Maria Lopez comes in for Oklahoma. We will see Shannon Sale finishes with 7 strikeouts. Solid outing for Shannon Sale.
Number 2, Shelby Houston.
The Jayhawks were able to see Mariah Lopez yesterday. Get another look. She's pretty dominant in that victory. She didn't allow a hit until the 7th inning.
So here's Shelby Houston. Check swing, fouled back. All right, Lopez, 80 innings pitched. 112 strikeouts. It's fouled away down the first base line.
The Jayhawks with 3 hits in this game so far. Already compiled more hits in this game than the first 2 games combined, so they're seeing the ball a little bit better. But just when you start to see the ball a little bit better off Sale, you get a new pitcher in Lopez, but had the advantage then perhaps seeing her yesterday. You have to make that in-game adjustment to see a different type of speed. She's going to throw with quite a bit of velocity as Lopez.
Foul back by Houston. Still down to the count 1-2. Fouled away. Good battle here from Shelby Houston. Down on the count 1-2. Too far inside, 2-2. Sooners with 3 in the first. A 3-run homer, added another solo homer in the 5th. And Mariah Lopez comes in with a 4-0 lead. high, and Houston lays off. It's 3-2.
Yeah, stay off that rise ball, and now a loaded count with an opportunity. Good patience here from Houston.
Three-two pitch. We'll go again.
Shelby Houston, an interesting player, as she maybe a more natural position, kind of splits time prior to the injury of Shelby Gare between shortstop, second, catcher, an infielder that can also is playing a lot of catcher now due to that injury.
I think she's battling hard here. Lopez bringing some heat. Three-two pitch. Start the bottom of the fifth. Outside, the Jayhawks have a base runner. Looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter here for Emily Bermel.
Your attention, please. Pinch hitting for Kansas. Number 10, Cheyenne Hornbuckle.
You get Cheyenne Hornbuckle, the freshman. Pinch hit for Emily Bermel. Emily Bermel's known a little bit more for her speed and short game. Cheyenne Hornbuckle. We were here for that one home run, first of her career.
Hornbuckle swings and misses, down 0-1. Looked to bump, but pulled back in time. 1-1.
Well, the second inning where the Jayhawks have had a runner on with no outs, so an opportunity here to make something happen offensively.
Swing and miss, 1-2. Well, if I remember right, the home run, those wind conditions were about the same as they are right now.
It was windy that night.
Yeah. 1-2 pitch, fouled away. Hornbuckle down 1-2. Swings and misses. First strikeout for Mariah Lopez.
The shortstop, number 14.
And she gets her with that rise ball. It's tough to stay away from this. It looks like it's coming right down in the zone and then just skirts up on you, and it gets a big strikeout. As the Jayhawks still with a runner on first, but now with one down. Top of the lineup though for the Jayhawks.
Ramsey pops it up. Tough play there for Sydney Romero. You see she was battling the sun, and new life for Sydney Ramsey.
And right into the sun. I don't think it probably could be perfectly placed, any better. You can just see completely lost that ball in the sun. So a bit of an aid from the sun. That was very close. Now.
Strike two, though, to Ramsey. See if she can take advantage.
No question, Sydney Ramsey is coming up to the plate aggressive.
Grounded to third. This time Romero's on top of it. To second for one. Over to first. Double play for the Sooners. Well, Ramsey finishes off the inning. Oklahoma leads 4-0. You're watching the Jayhawk Sports Network from Learfield, IMG College.
Playing Kansas
Oklahoma leads 4-0 as we head to the top of the 6th. Hannah Todd still in the circle for Kansas. She came on in relief of Lexi Mills in the first inning. Worked out of a jam. She gave up a homer in the 5th. But thus far, it's been pretty solid. Oklahoma leading 4-0.
A long conversation from Patty Gasso with her team out right now. I was talking to him for quite a while, so I think she's maybe addressing, just trying to be a little bit more patient. And Hannah Todd, though, has done a good job, though, in relief.
So it's Lindsay Elam leading things off for the Sooners here in the 6th. She had a single in the 4th. Hits that one solid to left. Combination right now, isn't it?
A way to stay with it. We thought that it almost looked like Emily Bermel was going to cut back a few times there. It's like a jab back. Nope, right here. And you just have to be patient. That wind will kick it in at the last second. It's blowing in, so it's against her back, so it can be challenging to make the right read and then also just make the right play off that wind.
That one hit hard to center field. Brittany Jackson goes back and watches it go over the fence. Sydney Romero shows you the pop that she has. Long home run to center field.
And as you mentioned, Leaf, good hitters make it look easy. And this just looks easy there from Sydney Romero. Runs out of room to work with, Brittany Jackson does. And now the 3rd home run for the Sooners.
15th on the season for Sydney Romero. She just continues to put up incredible numbers. Nicole Mendez steps in now, looking for her first hit. Reached on air in the 1st, grounded out in the 2nd and the 4th. Fouled away down the left field line.
Wondering if the message isn't to be more aggressive from Patty Gasso, as the first 2 hitters we've seen have very aggressive swings. We mentioned the combination of patience and being disciplined, but perhaps she's urging her batters to be just a bit more aggressive in the box.
I would say the message got through, as Mendez sends this one into right center field. She's on her way to second base with a double.
Solid play on the ball, though, from Brittany Jackson. She cut that ball off. Got it in quick, but not in time to get the runner at second. Pretty good angle, though, with the ball. Gets her feet set.
Yeah, if that ball goes to the wall, it's at least a triple. And now Jennifer McFalls will go out and get Hannah Todd, who really pitched well. Gave up 5 hits, 2 earned runs so far, struck out 3. Really worked out of a jam in the first inning to keep the Jayhawks in this game. Sooners have tagged her for 2 home runs and a runner on here in the 6th. Looks like we're going to see Bryn Minor.
Bryn Minor was in the circle yesterday in that 5-0 loss to the Sooners, but did a good job.
Number 12, Bryn Minor.
She's had to battle through some illness, not feeling well, not being 100%, but she's a competitor. As Coach McFall says, she wants the ball. She just wants to compete. And the senior, I think, just knowing that the season only has a few weeks left to it, opportunity, though, for her to come in and compete against the Sooners once again. And player with an outstanding junior college career before she transferred here to the University of Kansas.
Certainly one of the best in the country coming in. And here's Kaylee Clifton, who hit a bomb in the first inning. 3-run homer to get the scoring started for the Sooners. She comes in here with the runner in scoring position and 1 out. And gets hit.
Similar to what Hannah Todd did in her first pitch. It's just hard to step in that circle, and you can't leave anything over the middle. So trying to work the inside corner just gets away from her.
3 batters hit now by Jayhawk pitchers. And Grace Green comes up. A couple of walks. She had a big home run in the 5th.
She has quite the presence. Doesn't
Yeah.
she, the freshman?
Yeah.
Does a good job at first base. Technically a utility player, but between her and Knighton at first base, I mean, you got power and then backed up by power, who you'd ever choose to go with. And she has a calmness about her too in the box. She doesn't seem to chase some things, and sometimes known as a power hitter, sometimes you can start to chase things, but
That one gets away from Houston, so the runners will advance. Second and third now with 1 down. Two 1 pitch. Outside, 3-1. You would think Grace Green would certainly have the green light here. Hits it hard to right center field. Wind is chasing it and sends it over the wall. Grace Green with her 2nd home run of the day. Gives the Sooners an 8-0 lead.
and the power and the pop off the bat. This one down low, and she goes after it, just lifts it over the wall. Sometimes against batters, you think, I'm going to keep this ball down low. Not going to be able to keep this ball. You think if you keep it low, you're going to keep it in the park, and that's just what powerful hitters can do. And right now, the bats for the Sooners are coming alive in the 6th inning.
Paulea View with a solid single. We said it, Patty Gasso
She had a long conversation.
Yeah, there was a meeting before the Sooners came up in this inning, and we're not lip readers, but just based on what you're seeing from the Sooners thus far.
It's go out there and jump on the pitch.
Yeah.
Let's make some things happen. It's one thing to be, disciplined and not, stay away from pitches you don't want to hit. But right now, they're just they're going after seemingly everything. Patty Gasso, one of the greatest of all time.
Reagan Rogers was due up. Kylie Lundberg will step in her place.
A lot of respect between these two coaches. Coach McFalls actually had played as a player against her.
The umpire says no tag.
I think she was
Miranda
out of it.
Rodriguez chased her a while, and I believe Jennifer McFalls is going to take exception.
Just a quick little conversation is we had a similar situation on Friday night where it was Sydney Romero that got out of the base pass, but she says no tag, and man, that looked like
sure
her.
Looked like it.
She looked like she was tagged first
Yeah.
of all, and then what a play from Miranda Rodriguez to still make that throw at first to get another out though, or to get an out, excuse me. The first out was not called, but to record the second out. sometimes as a player you get a little frustrated. You think, oh, that was the call. You want to immediately say, no, I got her.
Right.
But she still stays with the play and makes the throw to first. So that was impressive in its own right. Now a conversation, and they're going to continue to call no out and safe. But it looked, I think Coach McFalls is thinking she was this far out of the base pass, if I could, read her body language. But to me, it looked like she tagged a view right there.
The umpire immediately called no tag, and you can see him signal safe.
I just don't know if his view is that great from where he was at.
It sure looked like she got her on the shoulder. So
But
2 down.
Again, still such an incredible play to stick with that.
Rodriguez able to get the runner at first, which turns out to be big because now at least they're 2 outs for Kansas as Miner misses inside.
But that close to being a double play.
Right down the middle from Miner, 1-1. Sam Skelly hit by a pitch in the first, grounded out twice in her first career start. Two and one. Strike call, 2-2.
It's a nice thing when you give a cool enough name to have a chant named after you. The dugout's just saying, oh, Sammy Skelly, Sammy Skelly. There's kind of a ring to it.
2-2 pitch with 2 down. Just misses outside, 3-2.
A little smirk from Bryn Miner. Thought she could sneak that one in there.
It's fouled away. We'll do it again. 3-2. That is the one thing you can say about these Kansas pitchers, and I think we saw it out of Lexi Mills as well. They love to compete. The attitude is there.
Yeah.
The fire is there. They love to compete. 3-2, 2 down. Strike 3 called. Big strikeout from Bryn Miner. But 2 home runs from the Sooners gives Oklahoma an 8-0 lead. You're watching the Jayhawk Sports Network from Learfield IMG College.
Pitching for Oklahoma, number 45, Giselle Wallace.
So the Oklahoma Sooners have an 8-0 lead. Grace Green showing us some power. As you mentioned it, as a freshman, it's just been so impressive.
Leading off the Jayhawks 6th, the center fielder.
I still don't know how that second home run just
Didn't even look possible.
It sounded like it was off the end of the bat too. There's a little bit of wind, maybe chasing it to right center field, but that's just sheer power.
And we might as well see G back in the circle. We're getting a little everybody. Juarez back in the circle, and we saw her on Friday night, and she was dominant. Transfer from Arizona State. A little treat today. We've seen 3 Oklahoma Sooners pitchers, and all 3 that both ready to hover on right around that 1 run earned run average. Is now we're going to see Juarez with an 8-0 lead for the Sooners. Try to close it out.
153 earned run average. 91 innings. It's 126 strikeouts. Has given up just 44 hits. Get some nasty movement on her pitches. 0-2. Jackson watches that one go by. Fouled away. Brittany Jackson with a strikeout. Fly out to right field. Jackson staying alive. Jackson's still battling. We haven't really seen that big mover from G yet that we saw on Friday. The ball was moving across the plate a couple of feet.
A little backdoor, a curveball.
Up in this count, 1-2. On to try to finish things out here in the 6th.
Especially against lefties. Just cuts away. Solid battle, and you know, you're down 8-0, but you got to compartmentalize. As try to look at this opportunity to focus on this at bat, trying to piece some things together. Show some fight and some grit, as Coach McFall says. We're going to focus on trying to get little by little better this weekend.
Swing and a miss from Jackson.
The designated player, number 16.
Juarez shows you how tough it can be. So one down here in the bottom of the 6th, and Morgan Wynn steps in. A nice single in the first inning. Struck out in the 3rd.
It's quite the battle. When you think of a pitching staff, you think, here's our ace. But, you know, you've got 3 there that you can give the ball to and feel pretty confident that either Juarez or Lopez or Sales, they're going to get the job done. So it's almost like you wonder if there's an internal battle going on between these Sooners.
That one popped right back up to Juarez. She records the 2nd out. So getting a lot of trouble holding 3 aces these days, don't you? Except when it's on your pitching staff. Becky Monahan, the last hope for the Jayhawks here with 2 down.
She had a double in this ball game, trying to jump on that first pitch like she did. She had that hit.
Juarez delivers up high, 1-1. Two down. Swing and a miss from Monahan. The Jayhawks are down to the last strike. One-two pitch. Monahan lays off, 2-2. Swing and a miss. Juarez able to close things out with 2 strikeouts.
Pretty fitting for the Sooners pitching trio. We saw all 3 of them today, and to end it with a strikeout was fitting, as they were dominate all in the entire series and showing why they're the #2 ranked team in the country. Coming in here, not allowing a run, and not very many hits, only 5 hits the entire weekend. The Oklahoma Sooners, they came on strong. Grace Green, have a day for the Sooners, and she was outstanding, the freshman.
2 home runs from Grace Green and a big 3-run shot from Kaylee Clifton. The difference is Oklahoma closes out Kansas 8-0. Big thank you to our producer director Curtis Lorenz and the Rock Chalk Video crew. For the birthday girl, Jill Dorsey Hall, always good to see you. Happy birthday. I'm Lee Fleisig saying so long from Lawrence, Kansas, where Oklahoma wins it 8-0. This has been a presentation of ESPN So long from Lawrence, Kansas.